Start again.
Hey, what's good? I'm back. Something that has been on my mind. Welcome back. Welcome back. Um, I'm here this week with another video about honesty, about listening to your intuition, and getting to the point within yourself to where you see certain signs and you recognize them so that you won't waste time. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Subscribe, leave comments for, future videos, future topics that you would like to hear me talk about. I'd really appreciate that. So something that has been on my mind is that a lot of people that I know right now in society, especially American society, we're struggling with relationships. We're struggling with connections on a romantic level. And that in turn kind of deals with being honest with ourselves and allowing others to be honest with us. Specifically, I kind of wanted to focus this video towards women. And this is not a pick me session. This is not I'm looking out for the guys, because there's going to be a video for the women that are about the guys, or for guys that are about women, and things that we can do to kind of like connect with one another and just be honest with one another. So this video is kind of like, as women, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with the things that we will and will not accept in relationships, and give this message or provide this message to our partners in a way that isn't like being a mother. Because honestly, we are not these men's mothers. We are not supposed to tell you, hey, you can and can't do this. Hey, you shouldn't and shouldn't be doing this. Like, that's supposed to be your partner. That you guys are supposed to be laying out contracts prior to getting into any agreements, any relationships, and saying, hey, these are the things and the values and the morals that I respect, and the things that I want to have in my life and see in my partner. And he's supposed to lay out the things that he desires, wants, needs. Both of us, we're supposed to be going through our terms of conditions with each other and seeing if those terms of conditions are accepted from both parties. I look at relationships so differently now, because they're a huge part of that affects things in our life, and that can have long-term effects in our life. So if someone's contract doesn't align with the contract that I have, then it's kind of it defeats the purpose in trying to bind or be in that relationship. So I notice often a lot of women, I'll see men, I can tell that they want to express themselves to their woman in a way, but they are thinking about their emotions. And then you have those men that are liars and deceivers that want to make you believe, hey, like, I'm in love with you, or I care for you this much, and these are the things that I want to see happen with us. And honestly, they're using you as a placement. But for those men that actually genuinely love you and actually want to express certain things to you, I hear this so often. Like, I wish I could tell her. Like, I wish I could, let her just know, like, these certain things. And we as women, sometimes we put ourselves in these positions to where men can't express certain things to us. And I know you may think like, oh, that's an excuse, he can't express. But what are you emotionally going to do once he expresses these certain things to you? How are you going to process these things? Are you going to think, oh, okay, just because he wants this, he doesn't love me? That's not always the case. That is not always the case. Yes, you've had history and people that, like I said, those deceivers and liars, yeah, they're going to be the lowest of the low. There's no point in trying to figure out. When someone, women, we know when someone genuinely cares about us. It's not going to be all, sunshine and butterflies all the time, but you can tell when someone genuinely cares about you and when they're trying their best. But we all have to remember that we're all human, that we are all figuring this thing out. Men are not perfect. Women are not perfect. We're all trying to work through our own journeys individually and then connect with one another. So honesty is like extremely important when it comes to relationships. Laying out those terms of XYZ, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do for, this is what I can and can't do for you, and this is what you can and can't do for me. And if those things align, if we're honest with ourselves and honest with our partner, once again, need to figure out why I keep shutting off. If we're honest with ourselves and honest with our partners about what we need, what our desires are, because I feel like men and women, we have these strong desires that we don't always mention in the beginning because we want to be accepted by this person. We've grown to have this attachment to them for whatever reason, and sometimes we don't express like the things that we know may be deal breakers, and that is very important for men to do. And women, my whole point in this video is you need to be able to give him the space to do that. If he tells you, hey, this is what I like, and then it's something that you know is very triggering for you, and then your response is emotional, he will most likely in the future keep those things from you. And y'all won't have that bond and true connection. You ever hear those relationships where it's like, oh, my wife is my best friend, I'm able to tell her everything? That's because she's allowing space for him to be honest with her. Honesty isn't always going to be soft. I mean, obviously you want him to do it in a respectful way, but honesty isn't always going to make you feel the best. Being honest with yourself doesn't make you always feel the best. So yeah, it's just, I'm noticing this kind of cycle, or this kind of thing that everyone's going through right now, where it's like where it's like no one is being honest with themselves, therefore no one is being honest with anyone else. And we have to allow space for ourselves first, and then get it so we can figure out the things that we want in our agreements, in our relationships, in our life, and then give other people the space to do the same thing with us. And also learn to control our emotions. Being able to have conflict resolution in a relationship, and being able to being grounded in your emotions is extremely important before you should even be thinking about being with a partner. Because you'll leave people with all types of traumatic experiences if you just think, oh, I can respond this way, and if I don't get my way, I'm going to act like a child, I'm going to act like a little girl, I'm going to act like a little boy, and if this person doesn't do what I say, then that makes them a bad person. Like, no. A lot of things are based off of, a lot of things that I'm seeing in relationships, and this common things based off of, you can tell when a person is doing the work on themselves and when they aren't, when they're being honest with themselves and when they aren't. I think I'm going to cut it right there. I hate to be repetitive, but I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I hope there were some points there that made you kind of think, or maybe help someone else, share it with a friend, whatever. But I appreciate y'all for listening to me talk. All right, until next time.